normally, if you gotta draw a person, you draw a circle for a head, stick body, arms and legs. This is gonna help you draw something a little more realistically without using a lot, without making it too much more complicated. It really doesn't take too long if you kind of still stick with the idea of making like a stick figure to begin with, but we're gonna do it a little different than a normal stick figure. Anyway, first off, I think about how big the head should be, and it's not a circle or a ball, it's more of an egg shape. So I start out with an egg shape. I can tell because of how big my paper is, it's gonna be a little too big. I'm gonna make it a little smaller so I can fit the whole person on the paper. There we go. Here's my egg shape. And now I'm gonna go down just a little bit. I'm gonna make that egg look like a balloon almost with a string. And the string is about double the balloon shape. So if you see this space is about half the size of this. So the string hanging down is twice as long as the balloon is attached to, if you want to think of it that way. Now I'm going to go down just a little bit and I'm going to draw shoulders. And shoulders, you can check on your own body. Your shoulders stick out past your ears. So one thing that happens a lot is we draw shoulders like this, and then we look like a bobblehead when we're done with our drawing. So make sure that you draw your shoulders going past your ears just a little bit. And then I'm going to make the waist. So this is like your hip bones down here at the bottom of the string. And they're going to be almost as wide as the shoulders, just a little bit narrower. So you can see this line is a little bit longer than this line, but not much. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect them. So it looks kind of like almost a rectangle, but I guess it's a trapezoid. And then the neck. We're going to draw the neck. And think of this like the bones in your neck. We'll erase those later. But so it's in the middle. But the sides of your neck, you can go ahead and touch the side of your neck and go up. You run into your ears because your neck is nice and thick to hold up your big brain. So I'm going to draw the neck going from the side of the head down and over to the shoulders. Make sure you don't do something like this, because then you look like a bobblehead. So down and over, down and over. And then we're going to take this length. So you can measure it with your fingers. This length. And we're going to pretty much double it. So we're going to put that down here. So the legs are going to be as long as the upper body, because this is half of your body. So about one half. This is the halfway point. More or less, not exactly, but pretty close. Okay. Now, if you stand up and put your hands down to your side, your hands go down to about here, where your pockets are. If you think about, that's why your pockets are where they're at, so you can reach them. They're right here. So, but we don't always stand with our hands to our side, so you might want to think about that length. So this length, but maybe the elbow is bent and the shoulder is a little bit off to the side. So I'm going to do down and up. And if you watch the other video, you know that this and like this line here is the same as this line here. So this and this are the same. So the elbow is the halfway point. So keep that in mind You don't want to draw anything like that. And that means that the upper arm is way shorter than the forearm, and that arm is just too long in general. So just keep that in mind as you're drawing. And it doesn't have to be exact, but this will just help you draw people. And what I want you to do is draw yourself doing some activity. It could be a sport, could be dancing, whatever you want to do, but just some sort of activity. And so, okay, we're here with the legs, and we just have sticks for legs. What a trick for me is to just draw a triangle in the middle here, and then square it off at the bottom. And there we go. And then for this part, the arms, I just draw a rectangle and a bent rectangle right there. And this is where it's time to pull out the eraser. So I'm going to erase, and I'm going to erase all those inside lines and clean it up. And you might be thinking, well, why did I draw that inside? Why did I draw the stick part if I'm just going to erase it? But that's how artists can become really, really consistent. So you can draw people doing anything with just starting out with that stick figure, and you don't waste any time trying to get the details right before you have all the proportions in place. So it can be really helpful to use that stick figure first. Okay, now I might redraw this with like a collar so it looks like a shirt. That's a little dark. I'm going to clean that up. And now this person has no hands and no feet, but let's take care of that. So we could spend hours and hours learning how to draw hands, feet, and faces, but I'm going to show you some quick tricks, and maybe you can do it even better without these tricks, or maybe you want to study that a little bit on your own. But for now, I'm just going to show you my quick trick. And my quick trick is hamburger and French fries. 2, 3, 4, 5. There, I've got my hand and hamburger, French fries. 2, 3, 4, 5. Connect the wrist, and then you'll have to do a little bit of erasing. And now, let's think about the shoes. One easy way to do it is just draw the shoes to the side. Or, if you want my trick for drawing shoes pointed towards us, so like normally you stand with your toes pointed the same way you're looking, but that's tricky because it's hard to draw things that are coming towards us. But my trick, my easy trick is, I draw like a water drop like this. I go like down and around. So it kind of looks like a Hershey Kiss or something, that kind of shape. And then I put let me zoom in, sorry. So you see how that shape is? It goes down, around, and back up. Then I put a little curve here. And then I double this line up. I go down, around, and back up. And then some laces. There, I've got a shoe. All right, and now faces. I'd say you just go ahead and draw your face however you want to, and your hair. We will study how to draw faces, portraits. But I want you to just do it however you want to do it for now. And I'm going to go ahead and just color the rest of this. So you can add color, you can add whatever details you want, but what I want you to really focus on for this is getting this part, the person in your picture, or you in the picture, looking more realistic and proportionally. So no giant heads with little bodies. Okay? Think about proportion. It doesn't have to be super realistic. It could be kind of stylistic. But just think about proportions. We're going to try to get those more realistic. And definitely try that method I showed you with the squares and starting out with this stick figure, the balloon with the string. Okay, it'll really help you. It'll help you get your drawing done without wasting any time on little details. And then at the end, you realize you had them all wrong. So give that a try, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with.